Alright, the Harvestman Malgorithm Mark II is in. Front panel controls. This side is the bit depth controls. The manual knob for it. All the way clockwise is the original signal, and you reduce the bit depth by turning it counterclockwise. You have a CV input for it, and a attenuverter for it, for the CV. On this side we have the sample rate, aka Nyquist. Original signal is all the way counterclockwise, and you reduce the sample rate by turning it clockwise. Same deal, CV input for it, and an attenuverter for the CV input. Down here we have the input. You have a CV input gain so that you can use it as a VCA, which I'll be demonstrating in this video as well. Left and right inputs, a wet dry knob for everything, the wave shaper, sample rate, and bit reduction all goes through this wet dry control, and you have a CV input for the wet dry control. The wave shapers, 4 different ones, each with off and 3 different degrees of wave shaping. And then you have the output mix, left and right. Okay, at this point I have audio coming in from the cycle box into the left channel of the Malgorithm. On the Malgorithm, the left channel is normal to the right channel if nothing is plugged into it. And I have an envelope coming from the 4MS peg into the input gain CV. Let's get that going. Alright, so currently that's the dry signal. Let's turn up the wet dry and get some bit depth and reduction and sample rate reduction going on. The bit depth is now continuous, which is very cool. It's not stepped integers. Let me turn it down a bit before we get the wave shapers kicked in there, because those can get very loud. Bring the wet dry down a little bit. Of course, it would get pretty cool with CV control or LFOs into all this CVable stuff. But basically, that's just a demonstration of what some simple synth stuff would sound like. Let's get some drums going on in here. Okay, I've got a drum beat coming in from Ultra Beat. And I've got LFOs piped into the bit rate, or the bit depth reduction and sample rate reduction. And I will have one going into the wet dry mix. So let's get that beat going from Ultra Beat. Alright, and I got some wave shaping going on too. Let's bring in the wet dry mix. pipe in that LFO for the wet dry mix. The drum beat is actually stopped. So just piping in LFOs with an audio plugged in but nothing coming into it, you can get noise beats out of it, which is pretty nice. And that's the Malgorithm Mark II from the Harvestman. Thanks for watching.